Today we are doing lesson 93. It's on page 484 of your math book, and today's topic we are talking about triangles because there are three different types of triangles that we need to be familiar with, and this will come in handy especially when we're trying to figure out perimeter and sometimes even area. So I made a chart, and this chart looks probably really confusing, but I'm going to try and make it less confusing for you. So equilateral means that all three sides are equal. Okay, and that's the definition or the description. All three sides are equal in length. So that means that if you're trying to get perimeter of an equilateral triangle, if it gives you just one of these sides, then you can still get perimeter, because if one side is, for example, 2 inches long, then that means that this side has to be 2 inches long and this side has to be 2 inches long. So equilateral triangles are really cool in that sense because you can get perimeter and area with very little information. They are also called acute triangles because all of these three angles have to be acute, which means less than 90 degrees. So that means that all of these angles are going to be 60-degree angles. So I'll just write that in here. And I apologize for my small handwriting. So all three angles are equal and all three sides are equal. So equilateral triangle. Equal angles, equal sides. Next is the isosceles triangle. And for some reason, I don't know why, but this reminds me of an ice cream cone. I guess because it starts with isosceles, and to me it kind of sounds like icicle, which reminds me of ice cream. So I think of an ice cream cone because two of the three sides are equal. So if you can kind of imagine this, I'll do this with pencil so I can erase it later. But if this is your cone right here, and then on top is your ice cream. So icicle equals ice cream. Kind of a funny way to remember, but it'll stick with you. So two of the sides are equal lengths. And mine, of course, is not drawn perfectly, but you get the idea. Now, as far as the other names, these are also going to be called acute triangles, right triangles, or obtuse triangles. So what that means is that they can be drawn in three different ways. So if you were to draw, and I'm going to try and draw it very tiny right here. So an acute triangle means that all it's very difficult to draw. But what it represents is that all all angles are acute. So you kind of get the idea. A right angle means that one of the angles are going to be a right angle. And then an obtuse triangle means that one of them is going to be obtuse. So all three of these are technically isosceles triangles. This is a cute one. I'm not very good at drawing acute isosceles triangles. But you kind of get the picture. So like these two would be equal sides, but then one of the sides would be shorter, but all of the angles are acute. So isosceles triangles can be acute, right, or obtuse angles. The next one is scalene triangle. And this comes to mind because none of these sides are equal. So you can think of it as none of the sides are to scale. That's how I remember it. So you see this length is shorter than this length, and this length is also shorter than this length. So they all have 3 different sides. They can also be drawn acute, right, or obtuse, just like the isosceles. It just depends on how many or what type of angle is in the actual triangle. So like this one right here that I drew, that would be an obtuse because you have an obtuse angle right here. And then if you were to draw a right triangle, then you could draw it something like this. And then right there would be your right angle. And then the acute, let's see if I can attempt this. It looks similar to a right triangle. So I'm just really not good at drawing acute triangles, period. But so it depends on which type of angle is in the triangle itself. Okay, and then so just as a reminder what these other 3 names mean, acute triangle, all 3 angles are acute, which means they are smaller than 90 degrees. A right triangle, you only have to have one angle that is right, which is 90 degrees. And remember, that angle is usually represented by a little square right there to represent that it's 90 degrees. And then the obtuse triangle, only one of the angles in the triangle is obtuse, which is larger than 90 degrees. So today's homework is mainly about true or false type questions. So use these notes to help you, and if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.